Okay, you're live.
Okay. What's up, everybody? This is your host, Mr. Pibbs, and your co-host, Xander. Welcome to another show of This and That, Everything in Between. And I wanted to, before we get into this episode, I wanted to make sure to tell you guys, if you want to join into the live, make sure you hit the links down below. They will help you get onto the live, and make sure you check out our store and our Twitch store and the YouTube store. Check out our merch. If you join the YouTube store, you get and join our membership, you get more discounts to the stores, mostly for the YouTube side, not on the Twitch side. Uh, if you're if you're on Twitch, please make sure you hit the follow, and also make sure you guys hit the super likes. We would really appreciate it. It will help us get better um with our platform, so we can increase and grow. And let's see, what else should I mention? Make sure you check out our other list lineups. They all start at 9 o'clock from Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday. And let's see, I'm always forgetting something. Let's see, what am I forgetting? Oh, make sure you follow our Twitter. Unfortunately, we can't go live on Twitter.
We could.
Yeah,
You just haven't
yeah.
done it yet. I was,
I'm so
but I mean, kind of got to tighten that up.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get to it. Try to get be going back on live on Twitter, but for right now, we can go live on YouTube and Twitch. Uh, but if once we got that up, we'll let you know, or
And
just
you
make sure
guys
you
that are on
follow us.
TikTok, because he completely
Yeah.
forgot y'all were here.
I didn't forget about TikTok. I was getting to them. I didn't forget. Also, make sure you follow us on TikTok as well. And I believe you get notifications when we go live. I'm not 100% sure if it does, but if you follow it, you should get some form of notification when we release a new video. Release a new video on that platform at least. And also make sure you like, subscribe, and share and comment on our YouTube platform as well. Let's see. I don't know. I said the membership. I said the store. I said all the platforms that we're on. Let's see. What else am I forgetting? I said click on the links to
Well,
join
for
in the
those of you that
live.
are watching us on TikTok, there is a link on the bottom left side of your screen that will give you the ability to subscribe directly on the YouTube platform. Make sure that you check the channel. We have about 30 days worth of videos already scheduled to be released, at least Thursday through Sunday. Still waiting on the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday shows to be put up, but for at least the next 30 days, the majority of the shows are already pre-scheduled to be released. You can see those episodes on the channel. Also, by getting that notification button, we have shorts and long form videos that are also being released. So if you missed something, you can check the highlights. I strongly encourage that you take a look at that. There are two stores in YouTube and in Twitch. Both stores are merchandise exclusive to the shop. That's where the discounts are going, and we have affiliate merchandise that we promote. Actually, Samsung's got something going on for right now, so I'm probably going to start adding some Samsung merchandise into the feed. So for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, if you're looking for some good deals on some good merchandise, alongside the good deals from this and that membership, where the membership gives you discounts based on tier level. So the higher your membership tier on this and that, the larger your discount is in the merchandise store. And yeah, that would be the rest of it that you are forgetting.
I already said that, but let's go
No, you
ahead.
got some of it, but not all of it. Because
Yeah.
over on TikTok, they don't have the merchandise store yet. But on Twitch, you have it in two sections. Once in the event area, right next to the list of followers, and the other one in the bio. And if you're following us on YouTube, you have two of them on the platform, which you can see in the merchandise homepage. And there's also a link to the store in the bio. So, yeah, you didn't talk about that. Probably thought about it though.
Before I talked about the store being both on Twitch and YouTube, and if you join the membership, you get a discount.
Yeah, and if you join the membership based on that discount, you get a pretty big discount.
Yeah, probably like 30% off,
depending on the level of your membership.
Yeah. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to the show. Now, when I first heard this, the name JD Vance, the VP nominee for Trump, he got quickly shut down very fast. Like it didn't take him that long to like find a bunch of scandals that he did, that makes people want to not like him. First off, he hated Trump for the first part. So it surprised me that someone that doesn't like Trump is now being a vice president for him. And Trump didn't even like him either. His family just said, "Hey, pick this guy because he's technically smart." And some people say he is smart, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll leave that to the fans. But JP Vance was quickly shut down right when he got onto the Trump platform. First off, they said that he would say outlandish things like for people that don't have kids should pay more taxes, and that already got someone in a fit. And
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, he even said when they talked to him about him not liking Trump because they got him on video saying I don't like Trump, even though he tried to deny it. His next retort was Vance. He says he had a genuine change of heart about Trump. So I guess
Professional change of heart.
Yeah.
A professional change of heart means that I don't have to like you to do business with you.
Now, there's some good things that he done already. He released a book called Hillbilly Elegy.
What's that got to do with anything?
He got it was like a bestseller in Ohio. So and with that platform he made a nonprofit business. So the first thing that he put in his book was, "I'll be the first to admit that I've accomplished nothing great in my life." Quote from his book Hillbilly Elegy. That was the first thing that was in his book, the first page.
So self-realization, that's a very big feat to accomplish.
Yeah.
But I mean, saying that it's a bestseller in Ohio isn't really saying much. If it would have been a bestseller across the country, then that would be saying something. It was like the population of Ohio isn't that big to say that,
not really.
People don't read. I don't even think that he accomplished one.
Through his book,
the state of Ohio isn't massive enough to say that he would have conquered an electoral vote with the quantity of people that bought his book. Yeah, assuming that the people who bought his book were to vote for him, I don't believe that enough people bought his book to say that he would have received an electoral vote.
It was enough to get him to a seat in the Senate when he was facing with Tom Ryan in 2018.
Well, you do realize that if out of 355 million people, 5 people vote and 3 people say yes and 2 people say no, the guy gets in. So even at a 1% voters rate or a 0.01% voters rate, as long as you have the majority vote out of the number of participants that voted, you get in. But the difference between receiving the majority vote out of a small group of voters, receiving the Nobel Peace Prize for getting the most quantity of votes that a person can get in the United States while black, there's a difference.
So now there's a lot of stuff that people said about him, but I'm not going to talk about that issue. I'm going to talk about a specific topic that he did.
So we actually done something. That's why we're talking about. Because I thought we were doing a documentary about him. I'm like, what is What are we talking about?
No, we're not gonna do a whole document. No.
It sounded like a
This
documentary. You're
this is
talking
gonna
about a
be a
political figure, and
this is
you
gonna
talked
be
about a political figure, and you introduced a book that he wrote that serves
no.
no
I'm not
purpose
gonna.
towards his political position. So I'm like, are we really doing a
No, it's
documentary
gonna
about
not
this guy?
purpose in his political position because people quoted some of his stuff on his book, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna
So
tell
why did you
you
mention his
a
book?
specific, huh?
Why did you
Because it's
mention
gonna
his book?
pertain. Because it's gonna pertain to what's the topic I'm about to talk about right
All
now.
right, let's hear it.
Yeah. So that nonprofit that I said he did, it was called the Our Ohio Renewal, and the purpose of that nonprofit was to help people with opioids with addiction. That was the main reason, and to help joblessness and broken families.
What was the name
And
of his book?
Hillbilly Elegy, or they call
Okay.
it more.
They made a movie named Hillbilly Elegy. Is that the book you're talking about?
I really feel like there's a big those are not related.
Oh, I hope not, because this looks like a horror film. This looks like a horror film, which means that book is the book based on a.
It's an autobiography about his life, basically, because he technically counts himself as a hillbilly.
Story. Hillbilly
Yes,
Elegy.
yep, yes,
Elegi.
yes.
Based on a true story.
Elegi. Yes.
They made a movie out of that book.
Oh my God.
And that movie is rated R, looks like horror film.
You lying. You kidding with me?
I'm not.
They actually did
A memoir of a family and culture in crisis.
hillbilly.
Yes, sir. It looks like a
Oh my God. It's a
it looks like a horror
2024.
story. Yes, yeah, 4 years ago. It looks like a horror film.
Well, technically, the hill. He said there. He was related to a family event that did a massacre. It was like a hillbilly feud something.
So he's saying that his family did a massacre.
Yeah, they said he was there was a rumor speculating that he was part of a hillbilly massacre in Ohio.
So there's
So that
there's
movie
two ways. There's two ways I'm going to go with that, but the first way I'm going to ask is who all got massacred?
I guess a different family because it's
Oh
my God, it's on Netflix.
Different family.
This cannot be the same.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it. This is supposed to be out of a poor rural community riddled by drug addiction and instability.
My God.
So that actually
it is about him. I didn't even know he had a movie. This come out.
Dude, you got to do your research before you start putting these people up on the show.
I know he made a book. It didn't talk about him making a movie.
And according to this, it just wasn't a bestseller in Ohio. It was a bestseller nationwide because it was related to that movie. Probably was just a bestseller in Ohio when it first came out, but it ended up because there's a movie about it now. It kind of became a bestseller everywhere.
A part of me don't
care.
Search. A part of me doesn't want to look for watch this shit.
Oh
man.
200,000 copies in the week ending July 20th. So as of about 3 weeks ago, 200,000 copies of the book was sold.
God damn.
And if that was all in Ohio,
yeah, from that book, he had basically he said he had an inspiration, an epiphany, and I'm gonna make me a non-for-profit business.
As
Now, this is
we're
before
in
you
Ohio.
started doing politics. Yeah.
So what I was saying is that there's 11.76 or 11.8 million people in Ohio. So your accuracy is pretty good that he sold bestseller in Ohio, but with 11.7 or 11.8 million people and only 200,000 people bought his book in Ohio, that's not enough to win an electoral vote. So that book wasn't really all that phenomenal in comparison to books. He didn't sell 3 million copies.
This is literally coming from him. What I'm reading is.
Oh no, I'm reading the bullshit as you're telling me about it, and I'm looking at the ridiculousness as you introduced to me the fact that you haven't told me who did they massacre.
I didn't read the memoir, so I didn't want to read that. So
I mean, you got that plays a that plays a big role.
That's one of his like little ancestry kind of thing. You got.
I don't care.
I was doing for the here and now because this one is a little bit more upcurrent and more juicier. Well,
is it? The massacre might actually be a little bit more juicy because it depends on who got massacred. Who got taken out? Who got taken out?
That's your itching because
you gotta tell the truth, the whole truth, and everything, including the truth. You're saying that
I'll make sure another time we make another episode for that one. But for right now, this one.
Nah, you making excuses. You're trying to tiptoe
the massacre. I'm not making excuses because I don't know what. Because I didn't read the much of the history about it. It just said he was in a he was part of a massacre or feud, something. I have to go back and look for it again. And then once I read it, then we can make an episode about it and say, oh yeah, it might be good. But for
you can't really. You can't just see like search words massacre.
If you want, yeah, I can look it up right now if you want. Hold on.
You have a habit of looking stuff up when you're trying to prove me wrong. Why don't you look stuff up and try to prove your point? The fuck was he? You mentioned that his family heritage is directly related to some massacre that he apparently has firsthand knowledge of when he decides to write this book, and you're not able to tell me who got massacred.
Let's see.
Because I kind of feel like some Democratic parties would be really interested into who got massacred when they decide to vote. Just trying to say.
Let me find it.
Because I mean, this wasn't a feud. This wasn't a family feud where people were throwing beer bottles and spitting on each other's daughters. This is a situation where when you use the word massacre, you imagine a bunch of people with camouflage kicking in doors and attacking people in their sleep. You're imagining a bunch of people in all dark clothes kicking in doors in the middle of the night, taking people out in their sleep. You imagine a bunch of people with on fire in the middle of the night. These are the things that you think about when you think of the word massacre. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I heard you, but
did you miss everything that I just said?
What you said?
Okay, so I'm gonna say it again since I'm not breaking up. I said that you said massacre. Massacre isn't Family Feud. A Family Feud is a bunch of hillbillies spitting on each other's daughters. That's a feud. You understand? A massacre is when you have a bunch of people in camouflage kicking in somebody's door, taking everybody out in the middle of the night. A massacre is somebody kicking in somebody else's door, wearing all dark clothes, and taking people out in the middle of the night. We recognize massacres as a bunch of people in long white sheets setting people's houses on fire in the middle of the night.
Okay, I found out where it was. It's called the Hatfield and McCoy feud. I think I heard of this. So it involved two American families of the West Virginia, Kentucky area, along with the Tug Fork of the Big Sandy River from 1863 to 1891. The Hatfields of West Virginia were led by William Anderson, Devil Anus, Hatfield.
Did you say
Wow.
anus?
I think this. Hold on, let me share the screen. I think this says anus. Hold on, share screen.
You said Hatfield and anus?
Yeah, give me
Or Hatfield and McCoy?
Hatfield McCoy feud. Share.
Oh, there's a movie about that too. There's a series about that from 2012.
Yeah. Where it says, do you see where it says?
The movie actually says Hatfields and McCoys, and you can watch that on YouTube now. Google Play. It's the 2012 movie. So you're telling me that the
Can you see that?
Google Prime. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Yeah, I see your Google word search. I'm just saying that the. Oh God! Now I got to zoom in because you make it seem like I can see the fans. Y'all can see this better than I can see this. It says death toll, Hatfield McCoy feud death toll. You're talking about you say devils. You say anus. Is that what you're saying? That word is supposed to be A-N-S-E is anus. Anus is A-N-U-S.
I don't know.
That would more be ans. A-N-A-N-S-E. There's no U in there, so you can't call it. I mean, he could be an anus.
It sounds like anus.
How is it anus? Anus, A-N-U-S. Ans. Is a if you got two vowels, the first vowel is a hard vowel and the second vowel is silent. So wouldn't that be ains? So not anus. You get anus. I mean, yeah, he could be an anus, but I mean that's not technically how you pronounce his name. A-N-S-E. Ains. English class, y'all.
So anyways,
don't look at me funny.
His grandfather, distant cousin, also named Jim Vance, married into the Hatfield family and is rumored to have committed the murder that instigated the legendary Hatfield McCoy feud. Now,
so what you're telling me is that one of the anuses went over there and took out one of the Hatfields, and that's the reason why our cotton production was depleted in the 1800s.
Probably.
Okay. And that led to and this was in Ohio?
This happened in Kentucky from the events that it says. What between West Virginia and Kentucky area?
It took place West Virginia, Kentucky. So this is not the reason why So this did not make its way into Texas.
No.
So it's not possible that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre could be related to the Hatfields and the Ains.
What is linked to massacres? Like everything, like if we add so getting massacred.
Because you got to understand, in my culture, we people don't massacre nobody. We might knock off a couple people with some stray bullets. We might knock off a couple people with some stray bullets from a drive-by, but we people don't massacre nobody. You notice the people with the worst tans are the ones that's out there doing massacres. Every school massacre did not have a dark tan. I'm just trying to figure out like what's going. So I'm just trying to make sure that all of these people are related, because I mean Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the massacre in Kentucky, the massacre in Ohio. He's writing a book. Only 200,000 people in Ohio read the book, and odds are those 200,000 people are all related. Family tree doesn't fort. Just trying to figure this out.
Oh my god.
So what about this charity you're trying to talk about? What's a charity do?
Okay. So
besides dance on a pole.
So one of the good things that he has done is that he promoted a charity.
Stop. One of the things that he's done was perform a charity, because you can't call it good
notice
until
that I put one air quote up. Hold on.
No, one of the things that he's done was created a charity, because you can't call it good until you say something good that the charity was involved in that wasn't a political scandal or laundering or something to that effect.
Before you make your comments, hold on. So the mission, like I said, the mission was to take care of people that had opioid addiction, joblessness, and broken families. And so he's in his words,
broken families. How you gonna fix broken families with a charity?
He said he's gonna give kids a dream. Help them get achieve their dreams, whatever that is.
I'm listening to bullshit in the making, because how you go? First of all, a broken family ain't got nothing to do with a child's dream unless the child want to go back home. And then the family is broken because the parents got a divorce. So what are you gonna do? Make them go back together? Like, how does that work? How do you
doesn't want to break up? And so, what did you say, Xander?
I mean, I'm still here. I gotta, let me see if I can close the for different locations. Let's see if I just span the internet from there. Make sure that I'm rocking on the rocking side of rocking. That'd be better. All right. So better connection now?
Not really. You stuck?
Maybe. Not really. Am I stuck?
I can hear you. So, can you still hear me?
I don't know. See. Oh yeah, I can still hear you. I mean, I haven't heard anything important about this dude yet, but I mean, I can still hear you. I mean, I still sounds like he sucks as a human being.
Because I'm about to drop the next shoe. So, on paper, it was a good thought. This thing, but it only lasted for the charity only lasted for 2 years, and all they come up with was $220,000. That's really not that much
at all.
Say it.
On paper, what? Say it again.
On paper, it was a good idea, but when it was put into effect, it only lasted for 2 years, and he only was able to raise up to $220,000.
So that's $1 per book.
Oh, he didn't use the books for the charity. He didn't put it towards the charity.
Still, he got the same amount of money that he got books.
Yeah. So the staff that he had, it shrank drastically in 2018.
Yeah, ain't no fucking payroll.
The nonprofit business died in 2021.
Yeah, because he ain't got no fucking payroll.
No, he did not. And the people that were that he used to help him make the nonprofit from the other groups that helped donate, they felt used and abused
because he didn't use the money on what he said he was going to use the money on.
No, he didn't, and he just.
So where did the money actually go?
I'm about to get into that in just a second. So first off, they felt like they were just like stepping stones to his political rise, because when he made the profit, he made it a 501c4, which is a social welfare God damn, I cannot talk.
Social welfare
organization, as a tax exempt.
Yep.
and political offices, political people use that when they want to run for senator or president. They use this type of tax exempt to uh, let's see, where was it?
They use this type of tax exemption to do what?
They use it to help basically make it as a platform to attract donors and pay staff members and test out messages in between elections. So, but he Vance said that's not what this is about. He
No, it's
really
not. No,
he
it's
said
to
he was
help those.
very passionate about
It's about
helping
those
people that
opioid
have an
guys.
opioid addiction.
So he was doing it to help the meth addicts.
Pretty much, yeah. He was
Yeah,
that was the main part, main core of his mission for the nonprofit.
to save the meth addicts.
Yeah. And he said he didn't take no salary, and he the title that he was put under was honorary chairman.
Ah, you couldn't
So
go with
he
executive director. That would have been better.
no, because he didn't want to be in charge of it. He said he's not a leader. He was not a leader
Right,
of the nonprofit,
but
but
you're
he
an
was an
honorary chairman though.
honorary chairman. So you
Honorary
were
chairman means
there.
that you are on the board of directors.
Yep. Which
So
he
that
did.
actually means that you are in charge.
Yeah. Which he did put some skin in the game. He put $80,000
Out of the
towards the
200,000 that he raised.
yeah, out of the 200,000 that he raised, he put 80,000. That's a third of the 220,000. So
Oh,
he
okay,
probably
hold on.
only had two people.
Pause. Make that year.
I'm sorry, what happened?
How much money did he make that year?
That year?
Yep. What is that man's annual salary?
Since he didn't make a salary, he probably got it from his
Lies.
book.
No, he gets money from somewhere. Because when a man gives $80,000 at 10%, a company
Nonprofit.
that he owns would get $800,000 and have tax-free $800,000 of profit because he gave $80,000 to a charity that he controls.
Supposedly. So he
No, it's not
definitely eight
supposedly.
thousand
No,
dollars.
that's fact. That is a
No, I'm
fact.
saying supposedly that he controls because he didn't control it.
No, he
No,
controls it.
but he did put in the money. That's a fact. But
But it's a so
he did
let me
not
tell you how to.
control it.
So it's a wordplay situation that we're talking about right here, because you have to understand that he is the founder. He created it, right? He is the chair. He is the leader of the board. He would have to have a significant quantity of board members that could outvote him in order for him to say that he is not in charge. However, he gets the final say. And if he is on a board where all he needs is one other person to agree with him, so him, his grandma, his great grandma, all on the board, he is in control of this charity that he created. If he was not affiliated with the charity at all, it would be a charity that he does not control. But if I create a charity and then I am on the board of directors of that charity and I have the dominant authority on that board of directors, that's my charity. So as a charity, I control. On paper, they say that nobody owns, quote unquote, owns a charity, but
so
yeah,
his net worth was $4 million.
which means
During
that
that time.
$80,000 was a tax write-off during that time.
Yeah.
So I'm not
So
going to
I
be able to
think
give him
that
credit for
was
throwing.
when he became when he was a nominee.
So I'm not going to be able to give him credit and say, oh, he donated $80,000. That's a good-hearted man. No, he got $80,000 worth of tax write-offs by putting his money into his charity that he controls.
Yeah. Now
So
for
how many people did he help with that charity?
he did none. He really didn't help anything because he didn't show up. When
Really?
I say he didn't show up, I mean he didn't show up to the office. No one really talked to him. Like
So nobody. So did the charity help anybody? Did anybody benefit from the what the charity
nobody
was designed
benefited
for?
from that charity. They didn't get they didn't get nothing out of that.
So nobody tried
Just
to sue him for misappropriating funds for a charity. Where did the money go if he didn't help people?
yeah, but some of it went to his to pay for the salary for his assistant. Uh, Another one was for a firm that was $63,425 to a firm under Mr. Chariba, which is now his chief strategist for his now campaign.
So the donations went towards the overhead of the charity, where the overhead of the charity was far beyond the expenses of the available budget.
Yeah,
So he did not have any charitable money to go towards taking care of the people.
he only could come up with $220,000,
He only
and then
needed
after
two
that
hundred
two
twenty
hundred
thousand
twenty
dollars.
thousand dollars, you don't see him ever again.
He
They
becomes a political activist. Well, it sounded like a 1 year salary because 200 grand is could be like two people's salary, and it sounds to me like you're telling me that he had two different people that became part of his political campaign,
only
and then
one
his
person, and
and then
that
his political campaign is being paid by the campaign trail, where he's getting donations on the campaign trail.
yeah, because it was still part of the campaign trail. Because they, like I said, it was lasted till 2021. Well,
So
they they closed it, they ended it at 2020.
so the
But
statement that he put in his book that you quoted earlier that he hasn't accomplished anything apparently is legit.
yeah, it's 100% legit. Um, so yeah, he never showed up to the office. In fact, if he did show up to the office, they
It
would
was to
not
take
show.
money out of the safe.
No, he did. He said, "Don't even look at him. Don't even talk to him. If you
He,
talk to him, it's got to be like this."
he show up to the thing and hey McCoy, get him, and then he's gonna go straight to the safe and just put a bunch of bricks into this bag and then walk out,
Pretty
lock the
much.
safe, leave 3 gold bricks in there and be like, that's all right. Well, I'll be back for that next year.
Yeah, he was like, I walked in. This is basically how he did. Hey Sarah. Hey Bob. No, no, it's not Bob. It's Tim now. My name's Tim.
It's not Bob anymore. They call me JD. They call me JD. John Deere for short.
or James Davis, or no wait, that's my actual name. Because just call me John Deere. It's like Peter Griffin was trying to make when he tried to make up his name. Peter and that's how it went for the 2 years. And
Wow.
so during now he did do some contributions to the business. So every time when he went to a political event, happens around in 2019, 2018, sorry, when he's uh fully wants to be in part of politics. He went to political events, Republican events, and promoted the business, the non for profit business. And there was John, Mr. Giovanni, uh, one of his directors of law and policy for the nonprofit, backed that up, saying that he did go to these events and promoted the nonprofit. Now, But Mr. Chabria, that I guess that's how you pronounce it, Chabria. He
Mhm.
was when he was hired for management services in 2007. He got on board with the nonprofit in 2017 to do management services.
What kind of service is he doing?
Nothing,
Sound like a fluffer to me.
absolutely nothing, because on paper he is the executive director, so he's supposed to be the head of the nonprofit. But
Oh, so JD is the head chair of the board, where there are no other named board members that I'm hearing, and
mhm,
this other guy that's his homeboy is the executive director that's handling all the paperwork with the IRS.
yeah, so
Shell
Mr.
Corporation, that's what they call those.
Yeah. And then Mr. Giovanni was the one that ran the whole nonprofit, and like everything. He did the tweets. He made sure everyone gets to know where they are, who they were, even though they were not getting money. And um, so it went like this: Chibria Chabria, I cannot pronounce his name, was on paper executive director, but in actuality, Giovanni was running things. Now, in Jabria stated that he has never was given a task with running the day-to-day operations of the organization. So he was just like JD. He was
So
there,
what did the organization do while he was there?
from what I was reading from the different articles, just filing paperwork,
Okay.
whatever was there.
So what else was JD about?
So during that, he the highest thing that they spend on was $45,000 on an unnamed pollster that he was supposed to do a survey on, that for social, cultural, and general welfare needs of the Ohio citizens.
So he did a census or a poll.
Yeah, he's hired a survey person to check the performance of the business.
Okay.
That then they said that was the most expensive thing that they did. They spent on that for the business. That's the only thing. That's the one thing that they did for the business, and they never saw it. Now, a single staff member said they ever saw what was the result of the survey, but it was done. It was said, and the person that made sure it was they knew about it because Mr. Chabria, that was supposed to be like a figurehead, saw it and never passed it out to anybody. He never gave it to anybody. He saw it once and never saw it again. Now,
So they were not able to start providing the services because the census that helps them figure out what services that was needed wasn't administered to the rest of the staff.
yep.
Okay.
Now, let's see. Now, for let's see. Now, during these times that JD was going back and forth, people probably wonder what he did. The only thing he was really doing, if he's not doing the nonprofit business, is that he was trying to promote a bill with his other colleagues from Yale, from the Yale University,
He was
and
trying to provide a bill for what?
it was so that grandparents or anyone above the age of 18 can take in their relative or their child, the child in, so that they can take care of them. And they were
Okay.
working on that bill, and he didn't get passed until he was no longer involved in that bill, according to what Tim Ryan said. That was the former senator.
Wow. So he
Yeah.
he tried to pass a bill and the bill didn't get passed.
Nope. Not until after he was they he had no longer involvement in it. So I guessing that the bill he was trying to pass, they didn't like him, the person, and they didn't want him involved and take wanted him to leave, and then they can pass that bill.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yes. So now this is when it gets really bad. In 2018, Mr. Giovanni, the one that I said that was a head, that was in charge of the whole entire non for profit, he got diagnosed with cancer.
So when does it starts going downhill?
When he gets cancer, because
Oh, that's not a
everything.
bad thing.
No,
I don't see anything bad about that guy getting cancer. I don't have cancer. He could have cancer all day. I don't care.
So that's when the nonprofit just completely stops. Everything freezes
Oh
because
yeah, when the hardest working person on the job stops showing up, the job stops.
yeah, everything is frozen. Everything stops. They were not getting any money. Staff was shrinking, and that was going
Everybody started
on.
using opioids.
Yeah, they were having problems with their families. They were about to lose their jobs.
Probably because
So
they ran out of opioids.
so basically, yeah, they were like losing on all sides.
Mm.
Now, Best, the one that was in charge of the accounting and the treasurer of the board, he had to file for the group to be finished in 2020.
So he had to file for what, bankruptcy?
I think they just the way they described it, they said she just reported to the revenue service, the IRS, saying that the business is finished, it's done, it's kaput. And I guess she had to file some paperwork.
Oh, so separate what they call that when they terminate the liquidate the business.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Giovanni was blames the business for the non for profit business for putting him in bad health. Uh,
Whoa,
that's
whoa!
true.
So the nonprofit gave him cancer.
Uh,
I did not think cancer was one of those STDs that you can get from the job.
yeah, for this one, probably it's probably unlikely because if you got a guy that didn't made the business but didn't decide to not touch it at all.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't
Um,
want to touch it either if I'm gonna get cancer.
you got another guy that he hired, but is technically in charge on paper and took the paperwork, but doesn't want to share with the group.
Which means that nobody's in charge.
And then you got the guy with cancer.
Well, I mean, if he went to chemo instead of work, he'd get more stuff done.
Yep. And so yeah, so their Twitter was done, and so they said some Democratic trolls were took their domain from their website and started messing with it. So yeah,
Oh, so
that
they
thing
bought the
was
domain and started doing something else with it so that they couldn't get their domain back.
yeah, they couldn't get their domain back. It was really a dumpster fire. That
Oh,
that non for profit business. And when Vance was asked about that situation, he said, "I don't know." So he didn't give a single response about why the business went down.
well, he wasn't there, so he wouldn't know.
Yeah.
He only took money out of the safe.
So yeah. Uh, and once the business was completely over and kaput, he just goes and it didn't really matter because he got what out of it, and that was he became a VP nominee. So I don't know.
So
It helped him. He got
So he
something.
just miraculously like fell into the VP nominee slot. Oh yeah, the Donald Trump's wife, somebody said, "Hey, make him your VP," and that's what nominated him as a VP.
Yeah, and Mr. Chabria and took Chabria with him as his strategist for his campaign.
And his poor strategy when they were doing that charity. So today's show is all about how this guy who has never amounted to anything, that comes from a history of massacres in Ohio, is now running to be our vice president. Which the other thing that I was going to talk about is that when it comes to those massacres, that means that his political campaign could include purge laws.
You just want to purge, don't you?
I mean, the money is good. The money is real good.
So I brought up this topic because I wanted to prove to people that you need to look into who's running for presidency or vice.
I mean, he ain't really doing nothing. He's just like there. So I mean, he had the biggest scandal he had was the 200,000 books and raised $200,000.
Yeah, but he swore up and down, saying, "I will hit this threat and I will make sure it is terminated."
He did.
Word. And
he did. He went up against the threat and made sure that his nonprofit was terminated.
I think he was close. Go the other way. I mean, like, A for effort that you were able to terminate your business.
But he wasn't there. It's A for his strategist effort of closing down the business, because he didn't close anything down. He wasn't there. Can't take credit when you wasn't there doing the work.
It's like you're like a dictator. You say, "Oh, if it does good, my name is on there, so I did it." But if it doesn't go well, I wasn't here. My name was JD, and I'm going.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a capitalist model.
I mean, so from this standpoint, I mean, yeah, he's a good candidate.
Oh, he ain't shit.
He embodies everything that the American system represents.
Absolutely nothing.
Speed, tricking people to get what you want, and let's see. Oh, and threatening them to if you say my name, you're gonna. So yeah, he's a very good candidate. Yeah, we should definitely put him in the running. Keep him in the running and see how that dumpster fire goes. If we don't care.
Well, I mean, you're calling him a dumpster fire. You got what, 90 days left before both of these guys get thrown into the office?
If somehow, some magical way, these people get into this office, I'm gonna come back to you and ask you, hey, so which country is paying me more to become a new dad or pregnant women or something?
I'd give you a list of those, like 26 countries that are doing that.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, you want to go ahead and start moving to these other countries? I feel like we'll do a lot better.
Yeah, all you got to do is get you a VPN and put your IPS into a U.S. location, and then just be in a different country.
Yep.
Streaming live, not from the real location.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm not gonna be here when this thing goes off. Probably gonna have a literal civil war in this country again.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And the reason why I don't think so is because the poor people can't afford to buy bullets.
Don't some of them make their own bullets? I think I remember one YouTube, one corporate guy said, "I'm so rich."
But you're talking about you're talking about the 200,000 that are reading his book in Ohio that make their own bullets. You're not talking about the rest of it. You're not talking about the rest of us that go to the pawn store and go and buy bullets.
People bought it, and it went well so far.
If you say so.
I mean, well, you say he sold 2,000 copies. I mean,
That's not a lot.
these
It's
are
not a
some
lot.
shoes, but that somehow became a bit. People were buying them off the shelves. Like, what was the original price of those shoes? Like $800,
It was
and
pretty
then he
pricey.
lowered it down to 200 or 400, saying I want to connect with the black demographic.
Yeah, that's a pretty expensive correlation.
So, yeah, this. Oh, and if this is not good enough for you guys, he's a great bully. So
No,
there was,
obviously he's a Republican.
yeah. So he actually tried to antagonize Kamala Harris. On a, their planes kind of came to the same airport. They were in the same city, and he took a time to talk to her and say, "Oh, what a shame that we couldn't have our debate because she's no longer running for as VP. She's running as president." And he was just pointing out if Biden stayed in the running, there it would have been an interesting battle. They would be on the same platform. And and he went on rambling after that. So I'm like, when I see this guy, I feel like it reminds me of my high school bully Bob. He was uh he was just he tried to not be a pain in the butt, but he did stuff that make you want to punch him. And that's
Yeah.
what I see when I see Vance. He looks like he's trying not to be a jerk, but he gives you reasons to want to beat him. And and I feel like that's not really someone that I want as my president. But what do you think, Xander?
I mean, they don't have any values. They don't have any views. They don't have. They're outside of the fact that Project 2025 doesn't really affect my agenda in a positive fashion. I mean, I don't really have any views on the situation. I believe that his massacre was a massacre, like all other massacres, and apparently both sides survived. So, there it is. His book isn't all that big. It's only 200,000 across the state of Ohio, so it's not nationwide. It's heading in a direction to being nationwide because he's on his political campaign trail, but so he's got royalties and then whatever he's still getting from his nonprofit. Because just because he stopped reporting it to the IRS, where they're not looking for statement documentation, doesn't mean that the bank account got closed down.
And
So yeah,
another
that's
thing,
all I got.
yeah, another thing about this election, I just don't really get is like the only thing that these guys have been saying instead of talking about their policies and their what they can do to benefit the country, they attack the opposition and say, "Oh, she's not black, she's brown." And
Yeah,
I like, why do you guys do that? You want to take a check at someone's race if they're not white. It doesn't it's crazy to me. The first thing that was running when she ran is that, oh shit, is she really black? Because before she was brown and now she's black. Say she's black. Does it really make a difference?
yes,
Like does it really make a difference? Like is she
yes.
it really does. You could have talked about many different things. You want to say you're not racist, but you pointing out
No,
things.
no, of course she's racist. How dark you are matters to you because she's racist.
No, I'm saying Trump saying he's not racist, but you just pointed
Yeah,
out
they're both racist. How dark she is because he's racist. Because if she was a person, it wouldn't be, she's brown. No, prick, she's a girl. That's what the problem is. Doesn't matter if she's a light brown or a dark brown. She's a girl with opinions about saving money on shopping and going to the mall. As she stated, her policies are focused towards you not having hidden service fees at the hotels and abortion, which has nothing to do with the average man, since men don't have a right to say anything about the situation.
I wonder what would happen if if someone actually got on board and say, "Hey, let's give men a choice to have be in the seat of whether he can have the girl have an abortion or not."
Uh,
It probably would flip people's minds because they'll say that's against human rights. I'm like,
yeah, we were having that conversation earlier this week where I
yeah,
was pointing out how equal rights requires equal obligation to make decisions, and then the two-person argument that you can't make a decision when both people don't agree because it's only two people involved. If you do a group census where a majority leads, if you guys don't agree, then you either do what somebody else says do or you guys compromise.
and to now for his grandparents' side, he said that, the people that take care of him, he calls them Papa and Mama. So yeah, he was really hillbilly-ish. You know, who still calls them that? Calls their parents that Papa, Mama.
Amish, hillbillies.
Mm. Hillbillies. So, uh, I try to imagine like the Amish person has the hat and the things the little hairs on his head, and then while having a big gut, and then a swastika in the middle of his in the middle of the hat. That's just
I mean, they
well, he
out
was
there
technically
massacring each
white.
other with sheets.
Well, technically, he was hillbilly royalty, so he had one shoe on and one shoe off, and then he had a gold tooth, so he was special royalty.
He was special because he had a gold tooth.
Hillbillies don't can't afford teeth. Can't afford dental
Wow.
care.
Wow. Alrighty then.
And basically, in this hillbilly elegy, he said his parents were like he mostly spent time with his grandparents because his family was not great. So that
Most
explains why
families aren't.
well in his keyword in keywords for his organization broken. So I
Yep,
guess that's
that
what
makes
he meant
sense.
by broken. And that's where he got his name James David for JD because he wanted to keep that part. But I wanted to give you guys that piece of information of who's running on that ballot to make you guys understand that some of these people are really not out for your own benefit. This guy just ditched his own. He still claims it, but he still says he had nothing to do with anything that happened to it. So someone that willing to let something die out instead of trying to fix it, that doesn't sound like someone that you want in the office because he'll probably just let the whole city state well country burn instead of trying to help.
I mean, it can't be no worse than Sarah Palin buying shoes in Texas.
Mm. And then you got Donald Trump. I don't even know why it was weird that he actually wanted to get this guy that he doesn't eat that made comments about Trump saying he was an American Hitler, and you still want to get him, and this guy straight up changes 360 and says, oh, he's awesome, he's great. I guess he's one of those people that I said earlier that said, oh, if you vote for him, he'll make you rich. And I guess he fell
Yeah.
on that bad way because he made him his not his VP nominee.
Yeah.
So that's just crazy and wild for me. Just to go there, just go ahead and switch on ahead. So that means you don't really have morals, or you'll do anything if you long as you pay me. That doesn't really make sense to me. Well, we have Kamala Harris, like you said, shopping, and she cares for the environment. And now she now got a running mate named Walls, which is, I guess that's a good thing to combat. Now she got a VP, her own VP.
Okay.
But other than that, she's just going to continue all on with the policies that Biden and Barack Obama has been doing. Make sure it stays strong. So, but that's not really improving anything.
Right.
And for junk fees, the only thing I can see as a benefit of junk fees is like we can now see everything that's listed in our bills
That's
instead of
good.
just like I know some credit cards like have some hidden fees that they don't really tell anybody until it hits your bill. So it's not really anything that crazy. So I don't really understand, why don't you guys go back to original when you're running for president, you go after the important facts, like what are you going to do with the environment? How are you going to improve in well, how are you going to decrease inflation? Like
Right.
where is that information? I don't usually see that information on here. I have to look up your policies, and we saw your policies. It doesn't really correlate with what we need. We already have it. So why don't you add some more stuff to it? You want to can make your own legacy, continue make your legacy through making up what you think that is important. Heck, if you got something that will help improve the environment, go for it. People, I want to see if you guys like actually will try improving the environment. I don't have to see garbage on the floor. Biden did something with the environment. They say he has a green thumb now. When he was as president, they say he was the greenest. But what are you gonna do to improve that or add to it? So, and then there's Trump in Project 2025, like Xander said, that's going to be involving people like me that don't even probably don't get, if he's voted in, won't get a say in the matter. You're just going to be, oh, we're just going to change we're going to get rid of the Department of Education. We're going to do surveillance on abortion, and let's see, oh, we're going to ignore this existence of systematic racism, even though it's actually there, but we're not going to
Okay.
talk about it. And if you talk about it, you get arrested.
Wow. You're going to jail soon.
Yeah. So yeah, that if you guys didn't see that part, yes, you will go to jail if you say, "Oh, this is kind of racist," or "I feel threatened." You will go to jail.
Yeah, that sucks.
There, you won't get a fine. You will go to jail. If you got a police officer that's a dick, you will go to jail. And let's see, there was another oh, they said they will if you try to protest, they will unleash the military on you. The next, more specifically, the national. They said they will unleash the National Guard on you. They will have full authorization to do that.
Okay.
And it's not going to be how they marched onto the Capitol, like we have said on the show. They're going to basically, they're just going to basically beat you down. They won't kill you. God, I hope, pray that they won't kill you. They're just going to beat you down and then arrest you.
That's
It's
normal,
going to be,
everyday life.
yeah, it's going to be like Birmingham. You're going to be protesting. They're going to beat you, and then they're going to send you away. And then we have to go find ourselves another Martin Luther King so we can give us back our rights.
Yeah, but he was the last one with a dream, so I doubt that we're gonna find another person. We can find some delusional, but not dreamers.
We're not gonna find someone that was willing to stand up. Because I have people that said, "Oh, he didn't. Martin Luther King didn't do anything that great. Anybody could do it." Okay, then why didn't anyone come up and do it?
Because nobody feels like it's their job.
No one wants to take a bullet for somebody else.
Nobody wants to take responsibility for other people's actions. No, but very few people in this country take responsibility for their own actions, much less take responsibility for somebody else's actions.
So
we get excuses every day of the week on some of the most insignificant things.
Yeah, when I see this country, I see these things. When they talk and go, I usually try to turn off the TV because one, this is kind of like common stuff that people do. You lie, you say you're gonna do this, and then we get the short end of this, short end of the stick. I was almost about to swear. Short end of the stick, and then we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get by in the next. It's a continuous cycle that no one wants to try and change or stop. But they say we need to get it with the program. The like that's how things work. You work till you die. And that's dumb. Whoever says you work till you die didn't have really had a dream. He just said, I'm going through the motions. I miss the if you want to make let's not forget, let's make America great again. Again, we're gonna keep on asking this question. When was America great?
Oh, back when Aunt Jemima syrup was out there and Uncle Ben's instant rice.
That's probably like the best invention ever created in America. Instant rice.
I mean, no, one of the best inventions that was created in America was dishwashers and vacuum cleaners, since women don't do their job anymore. The shark was like the most innovative one because it actually does the woman's job for her. It's at a specific time, roams around the house and cleans up all the stuff.
And that is our greatest invention. We didn't find new energy sources.
Oh yeah, they got some solar powered ones.
Yeah, solar powered ones. But no one wants to invest into that. We didn't talk about that. We said, we got I'm trying to remember his name for Tesla.
Really? You can't remember Elon Musk's name?
Elon Musk. I don't know. I had a brain for it. It's like I'm thinking of Mark Zuckerberg because they're both having they were supposed to box it out. I don't know why I was thinking of Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, Scientology.
And we got Elon. Oh, we got Elon Musk doing that. He got us our electrical cars, so we don't really need that. So
we got the AI machine, and then a robot that's going to come.
Yeah. So we don't have to. Oh yeah, we got AIs that can think for things for us instead of thinking for ourselves. That's the beauty of it about America.
Yeah. The machines are going to vote for us
for ourselves, so we don't have to think for so we don't have to do that stuff anymore because it was too hard.
Right, you just got to do what you're told, and Americans don't do that.
No, we don't. We want a revolution. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to pay.
It's hard to say that anybody gonna make it doing that. wanting and actually getting there. See the thing. It's actually applying yourself in a improved fashion is the challenge.
Yeah. And then you got Gen Zs complaining that they can't get a job because one now people that run jobs, run their companies, they're saying, oh, they don't know what hard work is, so we don't hire Gen Zs anymore. They put it
No, they
up
don't
on
know.
you cannot if you're a Gen Z, if you were born this year during that year, you cannot get a job.
Mm.
They actually put up a sign: you can't work if you were born on this such a year.
Who did that?
One one business.
Was it
I
Disney?
think
The same one
it
that
was an
said that
oil
they.
company. I think it was an oil company or a factory saying that they were you. No, it was a convenience store. First, it was a convenience store. He said, "Oh, he looked at the rate of pay that he was getting, and he said, F that. I deserve more pay. This is not the." He said, "This was not the 1920s where I get pennies on the dollar. I
Mm-hmm.
should get paid more,
Mm-hmm.
even though I don't have any skills.
Mm-hmm.
I should be making $20 an hour so I can make a living, even though
So,
you
and,
just."
and the company says that you shouldn't get that.
They said they didn't say you couldn't get it. You just have to stay a little bit longer to get it.
Okay. So, what company was this?
Let me see.
Not too sure.
I'm not so sure. I know it was a grocery store, and
Was it a Walmart?
no, it was definitely. I don't remember if it was a Walmart.
So, what does Vance got to do with all this? So, because apparently we did a nice long documentary on Vance. He's not as eventful as Kamala.
Camilla.
I don't know why anyone has not yet made a name reference, like, because I don't know where did she get that name from. Like, that was harsh. If that's her government name, like if she chose it, if that's her stage name, that makes sense. If her
No, that's her
ancestors,
because she's part Indian.
she's part, she's part what?
Indian.
So that justifies you giving somebody. So
Yo, you talking
that
about Kamala Harris?
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's her
I'm not
parents
talking
named
about the same. I'm not talking about the Kamala from Mortal Kombat.
her. Yeah, because that her parents named her. They
From
wanted
Mortal
to name
Kombat.
Huh?
From Mortal Kombat.
No,
It's the same name.
not really. No.
How not?
Where? Come, I'm trying to remember a Mortal Kombat. Camila. No, there's no.
Mm,
Which Mortal Kombat are we talking about?
I don't know. Pick one. The character's in there.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember all the females: Tanya, Melina, Sonya.
What about the one that shot stuff out of his chest?
You mean Kano?
No. Starts with a K. He's thinking hard, y'all. He's buffering.
You say it was a she or a he?
I said the one that shoots stuff out of his chest.
Shoot stuff out of his chest.
Out of
Yeah,
its chest.
its chest.
Yeah.
Cyrax and
And starts with a K.
forget.
You normally see him with Cabal or not Cabal. Smoke. Cabal was the name, but that you didn't guess it.
Yeah, I don't know who is it.
The one that looks like Predator with the dreadlocks.
Oh, yeah, Cabal.
Yeah, the vice president.
Oh, that's messed up.
I mean, she's named after a Mortal Kombat character.
Cabal doesn't shoot stuff out of his chest. He runs super fast, and he got sickles.
Oh, I thought she was about to say sickle cell. I was about to say, yo.
Nah, but he got third-degree burns.
Well, you know, he is Indian. Outside of this guy and his country, whatever background thing with his massacre book about like Kentucky chainsaw.
Honestly, there's nothing really special about it. It's just
he was not worth being on the show. Huh? He wasn't worth being on the show. Just say it. Like, we have more to talk about with Monique. And she's irrelevant. Oh God, we're gonna do a sequel on that crap.
Well, I was thinking of making an episode about people, celebrities that got blackballed.
Blacklisted.
It's blacklisted and blackballed.
No, it's blacklisted. And the word is blackballed, not blackballed.
Blackballed.
Yeah, English 101. It's a big difference. Because blacklist is a list of people that are not allowed.
It's actually blackballed.
No, it's blackballed. Past tense. It's not balded. You're emphasizing the ed.
No, when I typed in blackball and then it automatically said ed. So people,
you're pronouncing it incorrectly. Again, it's blackballed, not blackballed.
Blackballed.
Yes, past tense, not ed. There's no ed.
But
it's a hard D.
Well, like I said, this guy was just. I just wanted to give the fans to know who's the person that's running and representing them.
I mean, yeah, you
on the Republican side.
You're definitely
these guys are going to put us on the right path.
You're definitely promoting all of the political campaign people.
Yeah.
You're a very big activist. I'm surprised.
Yeah. When I saw Project 25, I'm like, I cannot have this. I will look away from a lot of stuff, but this
a lot of stuff.
And I'm not gonna look past that.
Boy! Now he's taking a stand, y'all. Out of all the stuff you could have put your foot down on, this guy's massacre book is where you're taking a stand. When it is a bunch of like sunburned, cherry red necked
right.
folks.
If you saw people say, "Oh, we're going to promote the purge," you're going to be on that boat.
I'm just going to buy extra ammo. You do realize that Purge episode 1, they were giving you a massive pay for each one you got. You can make more money in a night than what you could in a year. They almost pay as good as the U.S. government.
I cannot list 1,000 reasons why that would be wrong to do.
You can't list 1,000 reasons why that would be wrong to do, because that's exactly what you're doing for the U.S. government when you sign up for the GI Bill. They're giving you education. They're giving you benefits after the fact. They're paying you annually. They give you a big bonus every time they give you a promotion so that you can go and massacre hundreds of thousands of people on their payroll. You get promoted to the Marines, and then you
join the army.
But why join the army when you can be your own sole proprietor?
Because you get the same benefits.
No, you don't. It's tax-free money, and you go when you want to.
Do what I want. Oh yeah, that perfectly fits too.
Everybody who starts up their own business so that they can work when they feel like it. So if they enact a purge, You go to work when you want to. You go out there, you purge a little bit. You're like, all right, I got my 15 for the day. I'm going home.
Man, well,
Now, if you're an overachiever, you can go out there and get 50. They put like a medal on your shirt and everything like that. Purge champion of the Ohio State.
I feel like you will attack the old people first. Like you'll have a process.
Nah.
You'll attack the old people first because they're going to be the hardest one. They're going to be the easiest ones to pick up, and then you're going to work. Then you're going to work with get the middle-aged people.
Well, I understand your mentality. That would probably be the best way for you to go, because I mean that requires less effort. But no, I actually would put a lot more effort into taking off my list of people that I don't really like doing business with. That way I don't have to do business with them anymore.
Oh, you're going to go for your
I'm going to have Santa's list. I'm going to check it twice and make sure that everybody on this list has been crossed out.
How long is the list?
Santa's list?
Yeah.
Santa's list and my list are pretty long. I'm going to have to travel a lot.
No, I would do the purge just to do one thing, and then I'll probably stop doing it afterwards.
Yeah, I know the person you're going for. Should have gave you that money on time.
Actually, not that person, because the other person.
Lies.
No, because there's compared to the other person that from my. You remember my security job?
Really?
The apartments.
Really?
Because he didn't pay me at all.
That's not. If that dude even got a job anymore, so you're gonna go find the guy that fired you. If you found everybody that fired you, you would spend a long time.
I care about him. Didn't give me my paycheck. He didn't give
me
my 3 times. I had to go to the office.
So if you go and knock off every time somebody didn't give you your money's worth,
yes,
you would still be knocking off quite a few people, including a person that didn't pay up on time.
Now that I would go put my effort in for those people. Hey, remember that you didn't give me my when I asked you to give me.
Remember that one time in band camp when you had borrowed that money 40 years ago? It's first time.
Oh, remember that game I let you borrow, but you did. You broke it. Say, "Oops, sorry." It was
wow.
It was my bad.
That's petty.
That's my bad.
Wow. I understand. Like purging can be petty.
Really
it can
my
be.
pettiness take over me to do all those things that I want to do.
I would be doing it. I would do it because it's just business. Because they gave you a financial incentive to do it the first year that it was done.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I would do it for just business.
I'm just gonna kidnap you.
That's not purging though. You are not actually following the rules of the purge. You're just messing with people unnecessarily.
Every law that needs to be broken. Kidnapping is part of the law.
No, you're sitting over here talking about snatching people up and for no reason, of course, because you only got the incentive if something happened to the people that wasn't supposed to happen to the people. That was the rules of Purge 1.
No, they could do whatever they want.
No, Purge 1. Purge 1, the incentive of the first purge, the financial incentive was every person that didn't survive, you got paid for. Because they were starting from a society that was not in conflict and trying to build a conflictual society in a social experiment.
I didn't even know they got paid.
Look, I keep telling you, bro, you don't do research about nothing. Why do you think that I'm saying? And it was a lot of money for one knockoff. I'm sitting over here like, I don't think Lil Boosie put bags on people's heads this big. I'm like, bruh, like.
Well, let me see.
So you telling me like I could go out there and I could just shake down somebody and be like, oop, I could just Suge Knight somebody one time and be like, oop, that man wouldn't even been in prison. He would have got a big bag of money and he would have kept on going. He would have got enough money to replace his car.
Who pays them?
The government.
So they write what? They write down a list of people who they knocked, and then
they're
gonna confirm the death, and then they.
Well, you got to finish them off. You can't just knock them. If you knock them and somebody else get the K, you don't get the points. So you can't just knock them. You got to finish.
Let me see.
That's that. I'm telling you, when I seen that, I was like, shh, not too many people who would. 99% of the population struggling would have said, oh, yeah, I can make more money tonight than what I made all year. And I could go to work tomorrow without the people that I don't like because they got purged the night before. That's a plus plus. No grudges, no hard feelings. 12 hours of mayhem. 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. They tripping. That's the kind of game you want to get in on. It's almost like the Squid Games, except so you searched it on your phone and now you're going to type it up on your computer?
No, I was typing it up on my computer first.
Because you couldn't search it on your phone? Because you weren't searching it on your phone.
Doing it on my phone. Let's see. It says on Reddit to make money, they would steal. You could loot the people's stuff after you kill them and just resell it.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I have to rewatch the movie then.
Yes, you do. It's on Netflix.
I didn't know you get paid. Well, yeah. I knew on the second one you got
on paid. The exact same movie that you brag about how the low-income neighborhood was partying instead of rioting. In that exact same one, they talk about how you get paid.
Oh, that one. I didn't see
the exact same one. You talk about it all the time like you watched it, but I know you only watched the trailers.
I thought you
the
very first Purge.
You're talking about, okay, so you're going to try to split hairs now. Fact of the matter is that the beginning of the Purge, at the beginning of the Purge, before there was no Purge, and then they start doing the Purge, that year, that social experiment that they enacted, the Purge, instead of the people rioting against one another, they were out there having the massive block party. And in that Purge, they got at the incentive, they had to put the little contacts in so that the people can monitor what they're doing. And when they confirm, every time somebody doesn't survive at your hands, that you got paid.
Okay, I'm definitely going to watch that.
You should have been watching. For you to be trying to brag about it, you'd be sitting over here quoting scenes from the Purge like you know what the Purge is about. You don't even know what the Purge is about, bro. You don't even know what the Purge is about. You don't even know the
Purge. I watched the Forever Purge.
So you don't even know why the Forever Purge happened then, because you don't know where the original come from. What was the Forever Purge about?
The Forever Purge is after to me, I think it was like in the middle between the second Purge and the third, where
that's not possible. So you didn't see the Forever Purge either?
No, I watched the Forever Purge. The Forever Purge is when they.
You watched the whole Forever Purge?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. The Forever Purge was when they wanted to continue, just make it continue, never to stop. Because they were tired of.
So how could it be in between the first and the second Purge?
Because when I was watching it, I feel like it was because it was because in the third one, they initially when she became president, she tried to stop the Purge.
Right. And the Forever Purge was what happened after she outlawed the Purge. They purged anyway.
But this one but the Forever Purge, they were purging, and then after when that purge was over,
they were still purging because they ignored the president, the new president that said we're not going to purge anymore. And the new president, after she said that, the country still purged anyway. And then after they purged,
it was like
after she tried because they did the little it can't be an in between, because if you look at if you made it to the end of that movie, the entire United States of America was on fire like Armageddon Day. And you can't say that the next episode they got the country under control, but they're still purging inside of regulation.
They're gonna make another movie, another purge movie.
There was accusations that there could be another movie.
But I'll watch it right after the show.
But I mean, that's just like Resident Evil.
But yeah, but I still find it funny that in the sorry. In the first purge, they had to send a serial killer and some and I think the military too to start up something so that it can be successful in a black neighborhood.
That's the stuff that you keep trying to promote, but that's not what happened. Actually, what they did was they gave the guy who was already a contract killer the incentive to kill people because they were trying to start up riots in the city. They offered the guy a bunch of money. He had no problem with doing it because he does it anyway. And since it's not against the law during that 12 hours, he was going to go and do whatever he wanted. Then, because they were not successful with getting people to randomly riot, there was a little bit of looting, but not really that much. And everybody was really just hanging out and having a good time. It was just another day around the way. And they sent mercenaries in to start massacring people to incite more riots. But without sending the mercenaries in, the one dude that was a serial killer, if they would have just let him do his thing, then he would have made people really want to go and do stuff until they actually took him out. So because they had the mercenaries all over the place causing chaos all over that city, that's the reason why a bunch of other people started doing revenge kills. And that's when the purge actually became the purge. So now every year people are trying to get back at people who purged people that they knew last year. That's one of the reasons why the thing got so popular.
Gonna get you tomorrow, Dave. Not before I get you first, Tim.
Until next year, it's 7:05. I can't purge anymore.
Imagine they did it instead of once a year, they do it once a month.
Oh, some people would be on that cycle.
Mm. All right, but that's all the information I got.
What? They have a Stalin's purge and massacres between 1963 and the invasion of the Soviet Union. So there wasn't a real purge back in the 1930s. About 1 million people. Called the Great Purge. About 1 million people became victims of that, including some of the prominent victims along the way with the date of their death. They had a whole bunch of them out there. So that movie was based on true events in American history. All night crime, including So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have any other information. So since that's all the information that you have, yeah, go ahead and wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let you guys go on TikTok first. I always say that ladies, as long as it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna keep asking y'all to make it make sense. So, ladies, make it make sense. We're gonna sign you guys out. Let y'all go on about y'all merry days over there on TikTok, and we're gonna thank everybody that came to the show today on. We got. Thank you guys for joining us on Twitch and YouTube, for giving us a little bit of entertainment time when you were joining us on your normal Wednesday night when could have been over there on a whatever podcast. So it's pretty cool that you guys came give us an eye. I have no idea what we got set up for next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because there's never been there isn't even anything posted right now. But make sure that you guys remember that it's 9 Eastern, 8 Central, and what is that? 5 Pacific, 7 days a week. So Red Boy, we appreciate you for popping in. We know you guys are watching us. Liberty Twitcher, Silly Emma, thank you guys for coming in. We know that y'all are in there. I see you hovering. We really appreciate y'all coming. We're gonna try to get us some more eventful content for you guys to enjoy coming in the near future. But remember that we have the members only on Sunday. That's going to allow you guys to come and take a look at the questions, comments from the fans, audios you can be able to listen to some of the conversations that we have with fans, and you guys can join in on the comments and get in on the real time. And always remember, I actually decided to run across the bottom of the screen because we keep forgetting to talk about it. For those of you that are seeing us on YouTube, you can donate to the show with your super likes and your super emojis and special thanks in the comment section to give us a little bit of promo, to give us a little bit of a boost to improve the quality of the show. And the rest of you guys on Twitch, as well as when we get back over to TikTok, you guys have ways of throwing donations into the comment section, giving us gifts and stuff to that effect. As soon as we figure out where that button is, I'm going to let you know. But till that happens, I appreciate you guys coming. I'm your host, Xander, and this is the co-host, Mr. Pibsford. We appreciate you guys coming to This, That, and Everything in Between, where we talk about this, that, and everything in between. Y'all have a good night.